Hello. 1970, I was doing my second year law at Siddharth College in Bombay. Uh, it wasn't considered a very good college, but we were very happy. We had very good teachers, personalized teaching, sort of. And since we were not too many in the class in the morning, I was in the morning batch, they only had morning and evening batches. They did not have daytime law school like the government law did. And so what happened is all the professors, most of them, were high court advocates. So they would come in the morning and teach us and then go and do this stuff in the High Court. Suave Sahib, Patil Sahib, and Bhosales Sahib. We just, a lot of them. Burale, Dr. Burale was our principal. He used to take crime. He was very good. The only problem was when he spoke, his saliva came and sprayed the people, the students on the first bench. So nobody sat on the first bench. And he was so loud that the fish pond we gave him was, Dr. Burale, your lectures can be heard better in the next room. Good old bashing. I want to talk about Bhosales Sahib. He was a barrister, a great personality, very well dressed. He always came late in the class. Our classes began at 7:30, and he never came before 8. Very seldom would he show up before 8. And I do remember once, and we always used to kind of look at the clock and kind of subtly tell him that he is late. He just smiled and said, yes, I know, but I'll make up. And he did. I do remember once, for a change, he was early. Early means 7:45, and I was late. So when I entered, he very pointedly looked at his watch and then looked at me and gave me a smile. That was Bhosales Sahib. He used to teach us Constitution. Very well-read, well-traveled, very suave, very polished, sophisticated professor we had. Lucky. Once, he called me in his office, Chambers used to call him, and he said, often he would invite me and a couple of other senior students to come and have tea with him. He was friendly. He called me and he said, I think you did your BCom, right? I said, yes, sir. He said, how is your law of contract? I said, yeah, I was good at law of contract. I've studied that both at Sydenham College as well as here in Siddharth. He said, can you do me a favor and teach my wife contract? I said, wow. She was in the first year and she was beautiful. We all kind of admired her beauty. Of course, Guru Patni and all that, but still, she was very attractive. And I was kind of honored to teach her. I said, yes, sir, sure. What will be a good time, he said. I said, well, whenever, if she can come early, then we can start a little early, like 7:15, and then go about half an hour. Or we could do it after the classes are over. between, say, 10 and 11. He said, that should be good. That should be good. So I started teaching Mrs. Bhosale. I don't remember her first name. Contract. She was okay. She wasn't brilliant, but she wasn't dumb either. So she started catching up. It's very, just imagine a young man sitting next to a very beautiful woman, married, of course, to your professor, whom you love, the professor. Everybody loved him. And I think I was one of his pet students. It was wonderful, wonderful feeling. A few weeks later, I think she got good in contract. Whatever little problems she had, I helped to solve them. And I think she was fine. And she said, I'll go on my own now. So I felt kind of sad and also relieved. Okay, I didn't have to go through this again. But anyway, one morning, the barrister called us in his chambers, and with me was Kotwal. Kotwal was a first-year student. His father was a judge, very smart Parsi guy, very well-traveled. He had traveled all over the world because I think his father was with UNESCO or something for a while. Anyways, so we both sat and the tea arrived and we were having tea. And you're talking about a lot of different things. And suddenly, Kotwal looks at Bhosale Sahib, Barrister Sahib, and said, by the way, sir, you have a very beautiful wife. I was kind of taken aback. But Bhosale Sahib, he said, oh, thank you so much. Yes, indeed, she is beautiful. Yeah, that's what he said. And I just wanted to say this ever since I met her and ever since I started teaching her. But I always thought that how could you say a thing like that to your professor, that you have a beautiful wife? Kotwal did, because I think he had traveled enough in the European countries and maybe in America that he could say that. He dared to say that. I couldn't. I very vividly remember this scene. Bhosale Sahib was sitting behind his desk, and Kotwal was on the left and I was on the right, and we were having tea. And right in front of us, the barrister is sitting down in his navy blue blazer and gray trousers and a red tie with a matching handkerchief. He was a Spanish, he used to dress very well. Spanish dandy? Nah, not really, but very well-dressed person. So, that was fine. Then both Kotwal and I got out, and I said, Kotwal, you are something else. You told our professor that he has a beautiful wife? He said, why not? She is beautiful, and I'm not saying anything wrong, or I'm not saying she's ugly. I'm just saying it's a compliment. I said, yeah, I read about compliments, and the difference between C-O-M-P-L-E and C-O-M-P-L-I, compliment. But I just, meri zuban to nahi chalegi. So he started laughing. He said, yeah, some people can, some people can't. So that was Kotwal, and that was Professor Bhosale, and that was Mrs. Bhosale, and that was poor me.